let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to talk about some power hacks, how to naturally raise your testosterone, your human growth hormone, and make your penis bigger. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. Alright, before we get started here, please do me a huge favor. Please ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, of course tell some friends, make sure you're giving me that Arthur Fonzarelli thumbs up like so I say hey, and of course make sure you follow me on my social media. I go by Jesus_Detroit on my Instagram, Snapchat I'm YOUNGDAYGO, and that's right, this video we're talking about power, because you know we're all about here in the BCC, the Big Cock Consciousness, the Big Cock Collective, where I help you manifest a bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder penis, help you naturally raise your testosterone and your HGH. I'm a spiritual guide and a mentor here to expand your mind and increase your size. So without further ado, I'm here to tell you about the power that you have in you. And yes, man, this is a beautiful time to be able to tap into the power that you have within. And essentially with this whole, what have you in the air with the quarantines and whatnot, there has been a huge, tremendous shift and the way that at-home workouts can really make you feel. And it might just be, all inside your head, but regardless, I mean, that's where life really is anyways. Because like I say, we might all be living on the same planet, but we're all from different worlds. And as long as your world's coming with love, coming with energy, you could do no wrong. So since I got that heart pumping, I might as well get this off the rip right away, talking about my matrix hack. No matter who comes across your mind today, no matter where you happen to be, if you see somebody on the TV, if some family member in the room, whatever it might be, instead of having a good, bad, and neutral thought about that person, just intend on that soul to have a beautiful day, to feel love in some kind of way, and you go along your day and you just hacked the matrix, you just made the world a better place. And that, of course, is a power in itself. And we're talking about, being able to clear the air and be able to have a new perspective on things anyways. And when we're talking about, the whole at-home workouts, man, I'm telling you, you get tremendous results right now, because when you tap into the collective energy of how many people are, really utilizing the at-home experience, and you got all these Instagram fitness pioneers and models telling you how to do this with the band, and so many different types of techniques that essentially have been out since the beginning of time, since people were manifesting these beautiful, avatars and bodies, and to grow into the gods that we intend on becoming and the gods that we already are. And when you're getting out of the way of having to, rely on the gym and rely on certain types of ways to make it, you got this whole collective power that's really just, about, staying at home and being able to get their fitness goals. And this might kind of tap into that, when people talk about some that get locked up, how they go to jail and they come out and they're all, jacked up and they're huge, and because they're in, they're incarcerated all day. And yes, I mean, this essentially, you kind of have that type of that primitive power source going on, because when you're locked up or whatever, I can't speak from experience, but I do know, that you don't have the amenities that you would have out in the day-to-day life. And that essentially is what's going on right now, in a sense. And, with people not being able to go to the gym, like, there's no, you ain't going to have a butterfly cable cross in a jail. And there's going to be a whole bunch of, limited dumbbells, and people are still able to make results because they know they grow. And it's just like, that's how it goes. So go ahead and write this down. I know that I grow. I'm manifesting huge muscle. I'm making that huge piece of meat swing at the knees and throb to the pecs, making you your best. You know what we're talking about here in the BCC. We're talking about, making yourself become your best version, and being able to tap into, collective beliefs, really get inside your mind, and then be able to take outside sources that are kind of just like, vibrating around you at any end that are essentially going, which will keep you flowing. And me, I'm still here holding my accountability, and you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot. That's right, gotta get you a Mr. Larson line right off rip, because you know how I go. we got to talk about smiling and make sure that you're doing something right, because the smile is divine. It's made inside the mind. Make sure that you guys are doing something to just let yourself grin, because when you're grinning, you're winning, and that's how we're going to get through this together. And like I said, being able to tap into the powers that you have, the smile, man, that's like no other, man. When you're putting that up, you are raising yourself up, and that's a beautiful thing that you understand. And for that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and say salute, because that's a beautiful way that I can get my first Guinness in right now on the cam, live with you, breaking my fast a little bit past 15 hours. So for that, we say salute. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. I tell you, nothing like your first sip of a beer. First sip of a beer, and when you got a Guinness in your hand, a pint of goodness, that's something that I can definitely say salute again. Oh yeah, the first one, it goes down so easy, man. I'm gonna try to savor it a little bit. Even Tony Soprano was saying, I don't know why I'm going there, but I might as well, because, you know, he gave, when he came back from the divorce in one episode, he gets champagne to his son AJ, and, you know, he's slamming it, and he's like, no, you gotta savor it. You gotta savor the important things in life. And for that, I say salute. Thank you so much. And you know what? Since we're talking about gratitude, you know how I go before my feet hit the ground every single day. Before my feet, you know, before I got a breath I can recollect, the first thing that you got to do, because you know this feels so good right now, go ahead and take this breath with me. I got a shot today. I feel beautiful, because gratitude is the attitude. You got to be excited that you woke up today, because some people, you know, you got a shot today, man. That's all you need to know. A shot at what? A shot at life. And that's a beautiful thing. And when we're talking about, you know, I was giving you some Sopranos references, I might as well give you one more, since it's been something that I've been watching in this, you know, this time, but I would be doing this anyways. And one of the greatest lines was when Tony was in the hospital after his Uncle June shot him. There was this quote on the wall that was an Ojibwe saying, with some Indian reference. I don't know if it was only for the movie, but what it went with is, I go around and pity myself, and all the while a great wind carries me. And what that means is, you know, we're connected at a bigger picture. And I'm telling you, man, this show really gets deep on, you know, about the universe, especially in, like, you know, towards season 5, towards the end, with the dreams and stuff. And we're talking about how, you know, he's talking to the evangelicals, he's talking to the Jews, and he's like, these guys are saying that dinosaurs didn't exist. And it was pretty funny, because Christopher Moltisanti was there, and like, you know, they're all playing, like, you know, they're all playing the role or whatever. You got to play like, oh, confused. But hey, nobody's to say that any of this is wrong anyways. Like I say, man, all truths are true. You just got to find the ones to make you. And like you know, evangelicals are saying, like, there was no way that dinosaurs existed, because God made the earth 6,000 years ago. And then Chris is like, he's like, dinosaurs in the Garden of Eden? I mean, they would be running all the time. And I mean, it's just funny like that. But like I said, man, if you get into that show, it's definitely one worth watching if you're into the whole mafia movies. And if not, go ahead and watch something that makes you smile and just takes your mind to just, you know, make yourself expand and grow. And that's really what it all comes down to. And that's really what the best flow and the best power is today, is talking about making sure that you're keeping grounded, that you're just holding that space, you're holding yourself, you know, being happy, man. And that's really going to help you get through this any which way that you can. The more happier that you can be, the more that you're going to see the clarity and the light at the end of the tunnel. And being able to utilize this time to increase our size with, you know, the collective of, you know, naturally, you know, raising our testosterone right now, because that's what we're doing. really getting into these at-home workouts is something that's super lit, man. Gonna really help you grow. And you know me doing the extreme versions because I'm a conduit for this stuff, and they're continuously coming to me, getting better, more perfected, day by day as we go and we grow. And I could really help you out in the BCC if you hit me up. We're talking about the super jogging, the super Kegels, the super edging. We're talking about masturbation for manifestation. We're talking about working out in aroused states, working out with a cock ring on. I have different types of cock rings. I got a whole bunch of different methods for the growth. And it doesn't matter about what your schedule looks like and what you have to your availability, because this is the time to be able to really go inside, and that's really what's going to help you increase your size anyways. And with that, I might as well go ahead and get a quick bump in, because it's time to talk about the mind and muscle connection. This always, when I be flexing, I be growing, I be feeling myself expand, and I'm letting you know that we grow. And this is how it goes. It's the mind that's the wielder of muscle anyways. It doesn't matter if your gym is closed, doesn't matter about what you got at your house. All that matters is you woke up with a breath today, so you got a shot. So let's grow huge. Let's become the giants that we are. Let's grow. And what we're talking about here is what Paramahansa Yogananda says, and that's the one that brought yoga to the West, helping people become their best with the whole namaste. We're talking about growing with the mind, because the mind is the wielder of muscle. It doesn't matter what your diet looks like, doesn't matter about what you're eating, doesn't matter about what you're lifting, how many reps. All that matters is putting your mind into the size, feeling the growth, feeling it expand, and that's really what's going to help the blood flow. So the more in touch with your body that you get, the more that you can and essentially increase what you got and help yourself mold to become the guy that you are. And what we're talking about here, that whole mind-muscle connection, it's about really just feeling it and really getting into aroused states, because we're all created from sexual energy anyways, and when you're able to put that into your lifts and how you're feeling, that really is going to help it just expand even more, which is why Arnold Schwarzenegger always talks about, when I'm at the gym, it's like I'm coming, like yeah, he was really into it in sexual way, and that's how it really helps you grow. And me, I'll help you with a couple flows to help you get through a couple reps. What we're talking about is that I'm so I'm really feeling this right now. You can go ahead and say, I am so happy and grateful, because gratitude's the attitude that my huge, beautiful muscles are growing bigger, harder, stronger, more defined, abundantly. And then, of course, I am magic, I am divine, and the universe is on my side. Go ahead and say that at any given time. And then for Abraham Hicks, you know what it is. Things are always working out for me. And then, of course, when you got to say one for, that huge piece of meat down there, whenever you're just feeling it, you got to go ahead and say, I'm so happy and grateful that my huge, beautiful penis is growing bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder, abundantly. And then, whenever you got to get one last thought, you really want just to feel it, you go ahead and you scream and you shout, or at least feel it in your head, and just feel the power that you have within, and say, I am magic, I am divine, and I can increase my size. Oh yeah, 2020 getting lit, getting huge. Let's oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And for that, we say so. Oh yeah, a pint of goodness. You gotta love that, man. And we're talking about utilizing a whole lot of at-home workouts to increase our size, increase our flow. And of course, there's gonna be more things that you can do to just keep your spirits up. Like me, I even painted my toes today. Me, I usually got my hands painted too, but once I get around to that. And I'm not telling you just gotta do what makes you, man. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy that I was finally able to get that in. You find time to really take care of yourself, and watching some funny things on Netflix, or scrolling the gram, or getting in these lives. I mean, especially on the Instagram, there's a lot more people that are going live lately, which is pretty cool. You get to see some of your favorite celebrities, and Instagram celebrities as well that are out there doing their thing. And, you know, it's something beautiful. You know, you can be able to get in their lives and actually talk to these guys because they're more available now. And what we're talking about here is just like I always say, man, if you want beauty to appear, you got to keep this clear. You got to be a clear conduit for growth, and you're going to be able to utilize a whole bunch of different ways and techniques by getting out of your own way. You know me, doing that Wu Wei flow, doing things of the path of least resistance, not, you know, necessarily doing things in a specific order, just doing things as they come and as they flow. And that's a beautiful way to grow. And when we're talking about growing, man, I might as well tell you about, you know, if you're able to, you know, recollect your dreams, or at least know that you dream, that's how we drip, you know, that's how we, you know, release that HGH. And you know me talking about the whole chakra line system, got the crown up there, that third eye right there, you know, dripping that, you know, it's a pituitary gland where your HGH and all that is made. And, you know, of course, that heart right there is the power center. You know, Huey Lou didn't lie. And don't forget the penis is on the root. And, of course, the sacral and a whole bunch of other types of, you know, a whole bunch of other points that you would, chakras that you would talk about, you know, on that line. But regardless, this stuff is beyond us. And whenever you're going to sleep at night, you can really feel this stuff beyond our body in the astral realms. And you know me, man, it doesn't matter what your diet looks like. I'll be dripping that DMT Joe Rogan, and I ain't got to snort for it, jab a vein for it. All I got to do is sleep. And I'm battling it out in the astral realms. And man, I had some super lit dreams last night. It was really like a Quentin Tarantino type of situation where I have many, many, many dreams that can, you know, that aren't related, that might be related, that might just be a message, or it could just be a whole nother dimension. I don't rule out anything, but I'll tell you this. I had some pretty, I'll tell you a couple of my fun dreams last night. One of them, I was like there was some type of parachute that I had to, brace yourself. I had to go save some handicapped kid in the sky. All right. And I know this sounds weird already, but it felt right when I was in it. And I put this parachute on, and mind you, I'm on the ground in my backyard. And it was like a kite surfing type of situation, or a parasail, whatever it was. I just pulled the cord, and it was like, you know, it pulled me back up, and I went and flew, and I had a beer in my hand the whole time, and I was barefoot. Right? Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? So I got a Coors Light in this hand, and I go in the sky, and I go save this handicapped guy. And I'm just like, you know, like I'm circling by my house, and I'm looking down. I got a beer right here, and I was able to just, you know, crimp the parachute in and go to land. And I remember I seen my dad down in the pool, and I was gonna go land in the pool, but I figured I didn't want to be so cocky. You know, I was just, you know, I already got a beer in my hand, verified. I just wanted to just safely land it down, and I did that. There was like applause, so that was a pretty lit dream. And then another one that was really cool is kind of what we're, you know, all about here, what I always talk about. And this one, like this part of the dream, it was like I was the giant guy that we're talking about, man. Talking about, you know, manifesting the huge massive muscles, having that huge piece of meat, swing at the knees, drop to the pecs. You know what we're talking about? Give it a kiss. How you doing? Not worrying about the gremlins at your feet. You know what I'm saying? Or stomping on your best friend's house. But like, I'm in this situation, you know, I'm huge. And like there was like, I was at this place, and there's like all these statues, like kind of looking like, I don't know, the David or whatever, except, you know, with way bigger pieces of meat. You know, we're talking about, you know, from mid-thigh to the knee, and even bigger, just crushing the pedestal underneath it. And I'm like, yeah, it just felt right wherever I was. I don't know if I'm on the, you know, the huge, the huge penis planet or whatever. Who knows? You know, maybe that's what it was. But regardless, there's all these statues around. I'm huge. And, you know, I remember I grew out of like these shoes I was wearing, and like this girl was like I don't know, she was a fairy or whatever. She was like massaging my feet, and she had to like use her whole body to do it. So massive. And like that was, you know, somewhat aroused, you know, was aroused, whatever. And you know, I think I was doing other things with my piece of meat, but regardless, like my foot was like too hot for her, and like I felt like I was gonna burn her or something. I don't know. It was pretty pretty lit. But regardless, whenever you're having these types of dreams, like there's things that you can look up in the dream dictionary, or it could just be from what I preach, or it could be like this is where I'm at anyways, or it could be another dimension, a shift, something that we have within us. And it's all whatever's inside of me, it's inside of you, it's inside the blue, and whatever you're doing to make yourself go is really what we all is what all keeps us forward. So like I say, man, if you're out here to hurt anybody and you're spreading love, you can do no wrong. You're coming with that energy. We're talking about being grateful that you're alive. And if you're able to recollect your dreams, that's something that's pretty lit, and I'm really grateful that I was able to have these dreams that I had. A couple other ones were a little more complicated, and I don't really need to get into those, but I felt like I wanted to share the two parts of my dreams where, like, one of them some parachuting guys saving a handicapped person, and then the other, I'm the giant guys that we're talking about. We're talking about helping you manifest into. We're talking about becoming our best versions. I'm here for you. So make sure you guys are getting at me in the BCC. Make sure you're checking out my KC, taking care of the neighborhood. I'm whooping my bear, always there. Make sure you keep yourself running, because you're winning. And that's what this is all about, man. Drop me a line in the email. I'll be here for you. Just want you to know that I love you guys. You guys are beautiful. Make sure you guys go out there and spread some love today. Feel some love today. Be some love today. Let's be huge. Let's become the gods that we are, man. Let's not stop on your front house. Let's be beautiful. I love you guys. I'll be seeing you around. Peace.